So sometimes I will know what cut of meat that I want to use in a video. I'll already have it picked out, I may have already purchased it, but I'm not quite sure what I want to do with it. And that was the case with this video. I had everything sort of picked out. I had these really gorgeous USDA Prime boneless beef chuck short ribs, but I wasn't 100% sure what I wanted to actually use them for. And then my neighbor Carol stopped by and gave me some of her amazing homemade Jack Daniel's barbecue sauce. It's her secret recipe, and I decided that's the perfect match for these beef boneless chuck short ribs to make some really amazing barbecue beef sandwiches. So that's what I'm gonna do. Now I'm gonna smoke them up tomorrow, but I'm gonna get them all seasoned up today. And what I'm using is beef and brisket rub from Sharp's Gourmet Barbecue Rubs. This is actually made by the people who run the wood supplier that I go to all the time, and it's a fantastic rub. Now, first thing I want to do is I actually want to get a little bit of a binder on here. There's a little bit of dry surface here, so I know I don't usually use a binder, but I'm using a little Worcestershire sauce today, just a little bit. Just some dollops on here, and I'll rub it around. That was a big dollop. But we will just take this, rub it all over every surface here, roll these guys around. Get everybody a little bit of a coating. Just bring a little more moisture to the surface here. And we'll get these seasoned up here. These are gonna take several hours out on the grill, and I'm gonna be using the Weber Kettle tomorrow. I've had these take 3 hours, I've had them take 5 hours. So because they're very chuck roast-like, we're gonna be taking them to a state of tenderness. That's gonna be our determining factor. We will be probably putting them in a foil pan with some of that sauce at a certain point to really get that flavor going. But you know, we'll play it by ear. That's part of the fun of barbecue. Now, because these are gonna rest in the refrigerator overnight, I wanna get them up off the surface of the tray and onto a rack here. We'll just leave that excess rub there. It's not gonna hurt anything. And there we go. These are ready to go in the refrigerator overnight. Just gonna soak in some of that flavoring, and tomorrow I'll see you out at the Weber Kettle. All right, the Weber Kettle is up to temp, and if my voice sounds a little different today, I got a cold overnight, but we're gonna push through and get these boneless beef chuck short ribs smoked up. I have a water pan in the kettle, and I'm using the Mallory Firewall today. We're gonna add some post oak after we get our beef on. And because these pieces are smaller, they're not big old chuck roaster briskets, I'm gonna go at a little lower temperature today for me. 225 to 250. I don't wanna go over 250 if I can help it. So let's go ahead and get these on and get smoking. Get our piece of post oak in there. Those look good enough to eat just like that. But we're gonna get the lid on, get smoking, and we're gonna come back in about an hour and see if we need to spritz. All right, we are 1 hour into our cook. The temp's been holding really steady between that 225, 250. Let's take a look at our boneless beef chuck short ribs and see if we need to spritz them. Hey, those are looking good. I'm just gonna give a little spritz here. We're just using plain water. Let's get our lid back on, keep smoking, and we're gonna check these in another hour. All right, we've been going 2 hours. About 30 minutes ago, I added another piece of post oak, and our temp's been holding really steady. So let's go ahead and check these boneless beef chuck short ribs, see if we're getting close to the time that I may want to wrap them. I haven't 100% decided exactly how I'm gonna wrap them yet. I'm playing it a little by ear here today, but let's check them out. Really nice color now. I think that's the color I want, so I think we are gonna wrap these. Just wanna take a quick little temperature check on these here and see how we're doing. You can see that there, that's on 165. Just wanna moisten this butcher paper a little bit. I'm gonna be doing this wrap a little differently. I'm gonna wrap each individual piece first in butcher paper, and then in a piece of foil that I've cut holes in. I'm doing that double wrap because I really want to give these a chance to tenderize. I've never really done this way before, but I'm gonna give it a try. All right, let's get our lid back on. We're gonna check these in an hour and see how they're doing. All right, we are at the 3-hour mark. I'm gonna check these for tenderness now. Now, if they are tender, they're gonna be coming off and they're gonna be going in a foil pan covered with foil and resting for only about 30 to 45 minutes. This is not a big brisket or pork, but these pieces will lose heat pretty rapidly. Now, I could put it in the oven at, say, 170 degrees to hold for longer, but we'll see how they're doing right now and if they're ready to come off. So these are the two larger ones here. I'm gonna check for tenderness in this one. I'm just gonna push through the foil and paper and see how we feel. Do one here. Yeah, you know, those feel pretty tender. I think we're ready to come off, get wrapped, and rest. So I'll see you inside in about 30, 45 minutes when it's time to slice in and build some barbecue beef sandwiches out of these. All right, our pieces have been resting for 45 minutes. I just brought one out here and I'm gonna open it up so we can take a look and then we'll slice in. That paper is saturated. Oh, that looks good. I have this on my synthetic cutting board right here, so it'll be a little bit easier to clean up once we start building our barbecue beef sandwich. So let's cut in. I'm just gonna slice straight across here. Oh, that is nice. That turned out so juicy. Look at that. Now this is not a very thick piece of meat, so we're gonna cut a bunch of these and stack them to build our barbecue beef sandwich. But let's cheat first. That flavor, that tenderness, that juiciness, awesome. I could not ask for any more tenderness or juiciness in this. It is just terrific. Just pull apart tender. All right, I'm gonna finish slicing this up and then we're gonna build a barbecue beef sandwich with that Jack Daniel's barbecue sauce from my neighbor Carol. So I have a brioche bun here and I'm just gonna get some lettuce on the bottom, sort of as a bed for our barbecue beef. I could use a coleslaw or something like that, which I've done in the past, but just want some lettuce today. Nice green lettuce. Now we're just gonna start piling on our beef slices here from our boneless beef chuck short ribs. And we're gonna be generous here. I'm gonna try and pile this high because I'm hungry. Even though I've got a cold, I'm pretty darn hungry for this. What is it? Feed a cold, starve a fever, starve a fever, starve a cold, feed everything? I'll go with the feed everything today. And we will just keep piling this on. Now some of that Jack Daniel's barbecue sauce from my neighbor Carol. This is good stuff, I've used it before. At one point I was considering glazing the ribs while they were wrapped, but you know, I decided to save that to the end here and let the beef just be the beef, and then we can add the sauce for the barbecue beef, and I think I made the right decision. Because this is looking fantastic. I have some pickled jalapeno slices here. I'm just gonna top this with for just a little bit of heat. Could use pickles, could use nothing, but this is what I want to put on here. Finally, we're gonna crown this. And there we go. The barbecue beef sandwich made with boneless beef chuck short rib pieces and some terrific barbecue sauce from my neighbor. This is looking fantastic. I'm gonna dive in. So So I have my barbecue beef sandwich on a plate here now, and I'm gonna dive in. I don't know, should I cut it in half? Should I just go for it? I think I'm just gonna go for it. There we go. If you can have a religious experience with food, this is the thing that's gonna do it. That beef with the rub, with the smoke, adding the sauce, a little kick from those jalapenos, which I like. To me, this is the perfect sandwich that you want at a barbecue. It is just great.